Leaked is a lonely, careless baka who is living in a world where human value and status are determined by the number on their body. Following this logic, we see a distressed Hina watching her mother get absorbed in a mysterious black hole due to her number hitting 0. Her mother's last request was for Hina to find the legendary Red Baron. Also, she handed her a black orb. After 5 years of searching, Hina arrives in a town where she meets a masked man who makes a very bad first impression, making other girls run away. The pervy creep asks Hina for money, as he wasted his money on junk, and now has nothing to buy food. Poor Hina was frightened and ran away, but he kept chasing her like a hyena running after that sweet gazelle ass. However, his hunt got cut short when a wild cougar came out of nowhere, slapping the hell out of him. The cougar's name is Nana. Turns out this adult Meliodas goes by the name Leaked and was staying with Nana, who was kind enough to treat Hina to some food as an apology. While chit-chatting, the blue-hair cutie states she is searching for someone at her mother's request. Nana then realized that her mother had fallen into the abyss. Hina was confused and asked her about it. Surprised that she doesn't know, Nana explains that everyone in this world has their own count since birth, acting like some sort of a ranking system to keep them alive. When the count hits 0, the person gets dragged into the abyss. Further adding, those with lesser count have to listen to the ones with more body count, and unlike what you think, to increase that body count, each person has to do something unique to their accord. For example, in Nana's case, when someone compliments her food, her number rises, while for Hina, her number rises according to how many miles she walked, revealing she has walked the equivalent of 441 miles. Leaked crawls under the table to see the number, but we all know by now he is trying to take a peek at Dem Undies. As Hina prepares to leave, she meets a soldier named Davy, who proclaims to be the legendary Baron and the person she was looking for. Upon hearing this, Hina cries tears of joy and goes with the man that doesn't look like a sex offender. The cougar asks Leaked to go and check on the girl if she will be safe. Yet Leaked's main issue at the moment is some kids with no manner stealing his stuffy toy. Meanwhile, things are getting steamy at a government office as Davy seems unable to keep his hands to himself, so Hina tries to stop him by whipping the ballot out. Suddenly, Davy and his henchmen became hostile, demanding to take the ball. Back to a corner, Hina orders him not to do anything against her as the ranking system rule states. But that sneaky man uses the situation to his advantage and challenges her to a game of the Star Theft Bout. If anyone with a lower count doesn't want to follow an order, they can challenge other people to battle. The winner of Star Theft Bout battle will have their count increased via taking the loser's counts, reducing it. When the Star Theft Bout has started, the hands of Althing will appear from the ground to take the loser's count and add it to the winner's willingly or by force, as seen during the prior Star Theft Bout between Hina and Davy. Needless to say, Hina was overwhelmed and lost almost all her count while Davy's count increased. Hina cried and wondered why he did such a thing, so Officer Douche reveals to her that he wasn't the real legendary Baron. Soon, Licht arrived at the guardhouse to save Hina. Licht states that he will challenge Davy to a game of the Star Theft Bout in Hina's stead. Davy and his henchmen were laughing after seeing Leaked's count, although his henchmen immediately realized something was wrong with Leaked, since he was not absorbed into the abyss even after his count reached below 0. Leaked tells Hina to stop finding the legendary Baron, as they are not heroes, but murderers. That said, after getting a new haircut while dodging Davy's swings, Leaked shows those bastards what a legendary Baron looks like. In the past, there was a war and the world was devastated until a group known as the legendary Red Baron appeared. After the war ended, the legendary Red Baron disappeared from the world and was never to be seen again. Back in the present time, it shows Leaked holding Hina in his hands, and all soldiers were afraid of him, so Davy tells them to calm the F down. He must be a fake Baron just like him, further encouraging 3 of the soldiers to charge him with swords. Yet Leaked disappears, causing the 3 to touch tips, and with the force left behind him, an aftershock sends them flying. Licht teleports behind Davy, who wonders what's happened. Our boy tells him that all he did was just walk around. On the other side, Nana and an old customer saw the explosion from the Royal Guard's base. The old customer wonders what has happened there, and Nana explains that Leaked is known as the Flash Baron, and his true count was 5,700. Furthermore, the -999 was the number of girls that turned him down. Leaked jumps higher, floating in the sky. He apologizes to Hina for all the violence. However, all that Hina is worried about is for him not to get hurt, adding that she will prepare a launch for him to eat when they are finished. Leaked then promises her that he will have a launch with her after he returns her counts from Davy. Once Davy is defeated, Leaked took Hina's ballot to sell it for money, and in exchange, he gave her his doll, saying he's not the hero she wanted. When the girl got back to town, she cried to Nana about Leaked taking her mother's ballot in exchange for the doll. Nana inspects it, gives it back to Hina, and smiles. In Hina's hands, the doll bursts into flowers. As it turns out, the ballot was inside. Nana explains to the confused waifu that Leaked did what he did because owning a ballot is a crime, and by doing so, he protected her from getting killed by the soldiers. After Hina discovered Leaked's true intention, she followed his wagon and asked him to stay together. However, this is not the way for an F-boy, resulting in waifu feeling hurt and his negative count increasing to negative 1,000. Once Leaked left, one of Davy's men appears behind Hina and discovers that Leaked returned the ballot to her. Yet he's not interested in the ballot, but more interested in Leaked himself. The guy then thanks Hina because due to her he could finally discover Leaked's whereabouts and inform his true commander about it. A soldier from the Althea Royal Guard asks Nana about Leaked's whereabouts. She says, "I haven't seen him for a while." After the soldiers leave, Hina, who's hiding behind the counter, wonders if Leaked is going to be fine. In a small village located in the mountain, Lean, the sergeant major of the Royal Guards, had just created her flyers for a children's playground. Her subordinate Pelly entered her office to report news from the Royal Guards regarding our masked boy. However, Lean tells Pele to do their volunteer work before reporting, as she wants to increase her count since her count goes up based on how many desperate people she helps. So she goes on her day helping villagers. After they finish their volunteer work, Pelly informs Lean about the report he received earlier. The Royal Guards ordered the soldiers to capture a criminal known as the legendary Red Baron. Looking at the wanted image, Lean wonders how they can recognize the criminal if he hides his face with a mask. Soon they found a masked man with a pudding costume standing in front of them. Seeing Leaked in desperate need of help, Pelly suggests to Lean that they should help him, as it's the perfect opportunity for her to increase her count. Lean hesitantly offers her hand for Leaked to hold, which the sly dog jumps on like a thirsty motherfucker that got lost in the desert for decades. They then sit together, drink a smoothie, and walk on an old bridge, all part of Pelle's plan to hook a brother out. Their date eventually ends with Pelle telling them it's groping time. Excited, Leaked begins to sexually harass the baddie, satisfying his needs and increasing her count, but Leon wasn't having it. Annoyed, Pelle calls it a day and points out that Leaked's negative 1,000 means he must be a ballot holder, as there's no way he would still be alive if his count dropped to negative 1,000. Lean then takes Leaked's mask and realizes that this pretty boy is indeed the legendary Red Baron. Leaked wasted no time and took Lean's sword away, believing she can't do anything without her weapon. However, as the saying goes, thick thighs save lives, and she plans to save the villagers from this so-called criminal by swinging her legs all over the place. That said, with great power comes great responsibility, or in this case, with great lower half and a miniskirt, comes great fan service for the opponent. After seeing her embarrassed, Leaked confessed his love for Lean, claiming that she melted his heart. Leon blushed upon hearing it, and went on a fantasy trip saying, "I accepted your proposal of marriage, only if you take responsibility, and become a good law-abiding citizen, as well as a good father." While her eyes are closed, ready for a kiss, Pelle tells Lean that Leaked ran away, which, as you guessed it, irritated her. Back in town, we see Lieutenant Jail interrogating Nana. She tried telling him to piss off, but he locked her up with his metal ability, so she tells the Full Metal Alchemist character Wannabe that as far as she knows, Leaked went east. Jail realizes she's lying and tells his men to ride west. Hina asks Nana what just happened, so Nana explains that he must be a ballot holder. A ballot can give the user immense strength and special power depending on how many counts they have, and that is why owning a ballot is illegal. Back at the village, Leaked reappears to help the thick lady hand some flyers, but when she realizes her man is standing next to her, Lean freaks out and chases him through the village, where several misunderstandings lead the villagers to think she and Leaked are having a lover's quarrel. Leaked uses the commission to his advantage and escapes again. Leaked wonders about the villagers who seem more interested in living peacefully than helping catch criminals. While helping the villagers, Lean accidentally broke a girl's doll. Seeing Lean trying hard to fix it, Leaked realizes that she is not a bad person and that she always tries her best to help them, so he goes to fix the girl's doll. After it's all said and done, the chase starts again, but this time it appears that both Leaked and Lean are enjoying themselves. However, the chase game comes to a brutal end as Leaked gets caught by an iron spike attack to protect his waifu from it. Thinking the main man has died, Lean gets angry and saddened by Jail's cruel action. Yet the man doesn't care as he orders the soldiers to surround Leaked, who is acting dead to avoid fighting in the village. The soldiers attack the pretty boy and almost hit Lean if it weren't for him stepping in. Upon seeing Leaked's power, Jail ordered the soldiers to stay back and stated he will handle the fight himself. Before doing so, he orders Lean to explain some stuff about the ballot holder and ballot's function. Lean explains that a ballot is the type of weapon that could empower a user's combat ability and also gives them special abilities. After Lean explains how the ballots work, Leaked asks Jail if he really wants to fight him, considering his count is only 900 compared to Leaked's 5,700 count. With no F given, Jail releases his attacks at Licked from the ground, which surprised him. Leaked felt the fight was a bit troublesome, so he begins to move faster with his flash ability to confuse Jail and slip right by him, but the top J follows him, matching his speed, sending him back on land. Turns out, Jail's real count is not 900, but 12,500. This count increases according to the strength of his conviction to punish the evildoer with his own hands. During combat, Jail gets surprised when Pudding uses a similar hand-to-hand combat technique used by the Royal Guard. The fight ends with Leaked getting captured by Jail's uncuttable iron of conviction, leading him to surrender willingly. However, Jail realizes that Leaked's conviction hasn't been broken yet, and he asks Leaked if he was a soldier like him and no ordinary deserter. Wanting answers so badly, Jail resorts to more violent ways to get the truth out of him. Suddenly, though, Lean comes in between the Iron Whip and Leaked, as she believes Lover Boy is not a bad man, especially after all the help he did in the village. Jail doesn't care and tears Lean's flyers, calling it stupid, as well as calling Lean useless. Despite the protests of the townsmen, Lean apologizes to Jail, only to hear Leaked saying, "Don't apologize," adding, "Just that you know, if I wanted, I would have cut through your iron easily." Consequently, Leaked breaks his binding as if they were cookies. Jail realizes Leaked is no mere 5,700 and has yet to show his true strength, so the boys attack each other again, with Leaked releasing a little bit more power, surprising the Four-Eye King. Leaked ridicules Jail for not knowing anything about the town and orders Jail to apologize for the girl, who falls off a cliff due to the power emitted by them. Jail rushes to save her, but before he could, Leaked reaches Lean in a blink of an eye and catches her. Leaked, being the silly man Pudding he is, complains about how Lean is too heavy and that she should go on a diet, resulting in Lean blurting out, "I hate you," leading Leaked's count to go -1,001. In the last moment, Leaked tosses Lean towards Jail, warning him to be careful as she is heavy. The lieutenant tries to snipe our boy as he makes his escape, but then stops and spawns an iron pillar to stop their free fall. Jail carries Lean to safety and tosses her to the ground, body-shaming her. He then remembers how Leaked defended Lean and instantly built a children's park, telling the folks it will hold for 3 days, which is enough time till they build around the model structures, and after they are done, he will continue the hunt for Leaked with Lean's company. Leaked found out he ran out of cash in the grassland. Because of this, he was afraid that he might not be able to eat anything but grass anytime soon. Luckily, Hina found him and brought him back to the mobile tavern where he had a drink with the girls. Nana tells him he caused some big trouble as all the roads have been blocked in an attempt to capture him for what he has done earlier. Later, while helping Hina gather some wood, she scolds him for leaving her, yet she can't help herself but feel glad they are reunited. And to show her appreciation, Hina hands him a lunchbox. While the couple was having some alone time, they saw a girl riding a huge-ass bird in the area trying to fly over a cliff, but she ends up falling like a baby chick learning to fly, so Leaked leaps like a mama bird to save her. After he saves her, the redhead hottie thanks them and asks Leaked if he can fly while touching his private parts, which makes him blush like a little girl. Soon, the girl introduced herself as Pelmo and told them that flying has been her lifelong dream, adding that she has been doing aviation research since childhood, and while her research always failed, she didn't give up hope and kept on creating more steel birds. Leaked asked Pelmo if she knew that aviation research was forbidden, and that it could lead to her receiving the death penalty from the government. Pelmo replied, "I know the risk, and I'm willing to give my life to achieve my dream, no matter the consequences." After hearing what she said, Leaked decided to help her by drawing the new parts on her steel bird sketch. After Pelmo saw his drawing, she realized that this missing part is what she needs, and why her experiments always failed. Later, as the group was about to experiment the steel bird, they get stopped by the Althea royal guards. Realizing the royal guards are getting closer, Leaked had no choice but to destroy the steel bird. He apologizes to Pelmo, as he couldn't value her dream over her life and everyone who might see it. Once the royal guards arrive, Pelmo points at the destroyed plane and tells them it's a windmill, which the soldiers believe as her windmill is actually broken, and so they leave the area. After the soldiers left, Leaked apologizes again for what he did. She tells him, "It's okay, it wasn't your fault, and what you did is understandable as there's no other option." Hina tries to cheer Pelmo up by telling her she can remake it with their help. However, Pelmo said it was impossible as her count dropped to 0. When the black hole appeared under her and hands emerged to take her, Hina jumped to stop it and got bitch slapped by one of the abyss hands. The hand went further trying to catch her, but Leaked attacked it, and the aftershock of the attack triggered some memories. Before Pelmo got taken, she told them how much she appreciated meeting them, and that while they couldn't test the steel bird, she believes that what Leaked suggested for her research could have worked. Both Leaked and Hina hopelessly watched as Pelmo left the world. After Pelmo was sent into the abyss, Hina noticed that Leaked wasn't feeling well ever since he tried to slash the black hands, and when she looked into his eyes, she saw a code with the number 001, freaking her out. In a camp, Leaked awakes beside Hina, recalling what happened after Pelmo got sent into the abyss. He tried to put on a strong face while washing up in an attempt not to make Hina feel worried. In the city, Lean and Pele found Leaked while he was trying to pull a Meliodas special on Hina. First, Lean thanked him for saving her back in the village before handcuffing him. Hina then stooped Lean from taking Leaked away from her. Both Lean and Hina then argue about how they know Leaked and what he usually does to them. Seeing the situation getting out of hand, lover boys make a run for it, but Nana intersects him with a cloth line from hell. The cougar finds the current situation interesting, so she arranges a cooking battle between Lean and Hina to draw in customers, with Leaked as the prize. Lean buys vegetables in the city while Hina traps wild beasts in the forest, showing she is very skilled at killing animals. While Lean elegantly cuts veggies and cooks, Hina butchers the bears with her sick knife, which disgusts the crowds for how violent the process is. At the end of the contest, Lin created a vegetable stew, while Hina created a meat stew with a deadly aura. Seeing how terrible Hina's dish looks, he chooses to taste Lean's cooking first. After tasting the foods, Leaked revealed that he did enjoy both dishes. However, he is put on the spot when the crowd demands he chooses a winner. Luckily for him, Jael appeared at the last minute and interrupted them. The second round of this rivalry starts with Jael insisting Leaked show his full strength and not hold back, but Leaked still doesn't want to fight him seriously and shows that he would rather lose than fight with his full strength. Thus, Jael stops mid-upper hook after knowing Leaked purposely wants to lose. Nana then steps in and scolds them as they're acting like children and damaging the town square while doing so. Both men get overwhelmed by her forceful personality, leading all party members to enjoy some drinks for an entire night. The next morning, Jael, Lean, and Pele awaken to the realization that Leaked and the others have already left the city. While trying to track them down, they come across an injured soldier from another town. They check on him and then go to his city only to find it burnt to the ground. The trio investigates what happened in Linden, and Pele discovers a survivor, so they ask him what happened. The survivor described the Abyss Demon as a big horrible monster that suddenly appeared from the black hole in the middle of the city. He and the other soldiers tried their best to stop the demon, but none of their attacks worked against it. Traumatized, the survivor claims that the demon will surely destroy Althea. Jael doesn't believe what the survivor said and thinks it's ridiculous. Therefore, he angrily claims he was lying. The survivor states that he didn't lie and that what he said is true. Believing what the survivor said was true, Jael thinks that this Abyss Demon might be a ballot holder with destructive power. However, his claim got disproved by the survivor, who outright stated the Abyss Demon can fly. After the survivor fainted, Jael was shocked as there is no creature besides birds that can fly in this world. With no other choice, Jael had to find that guy and ask him some questions, as he was the only person who can quote-unquote fly. In Anesis, Leaked and Hina go back to work in Nana's mobile tavern. The fun trio crosses path with the serious trio yet again. Jael explains that he was here because he wants to ask Leaked some questions about the Abyss Demon. Seeing Leakt's reaction, Jael believes that Leakt wasn't the culprit behind the destruction of Linden, while also believing that Leakt might know something about it, as his reaction seems unnatural. So he creates an iron spike and aims it at Leakt's head. Jael says he needs to talk with him so he could solve the mystery behind the Abyss Demon, or else. As both of them are about to fight, Nana stops them like last time and suggests solving their personal hatred by having a drinking competition. If one of them gets drunk before the other, he will be considered a loser and must do what the winner tells him to. Without choice, both Leakt and Jael agreed to do the drinking competition. During the competition, Jael keeps asking Leakt about his identity and where he came from, but Leakt keeps ignoring his questions, which pisses him off. Both of them continue to drink their alcohol together in hopes one of them falls. While both Hina and Lean sit together and observe the competition, Lean wonders if Hina is Leakt's girlfriend or not. Then she accidentally drinks the alcohol, which makes her drunk and bold as she tells Hina that she won't lose to her, confusing Hina. Soon, an earthquake suddenly happens. Pele comes running to take the boys to a hot spot with a massive glory hole in the ground. While everyone was confused by the black hole, the survivor appeared again and said the Abyss Demon is coming to destroy the town. Seeing how messy the situation got, Jael orders the soldiers to calm down and protect the citizens from the Abyss Demon. Leakt finds the sound coming from the hole familiar, and when he recognizes it from old times, he tells Jael to order everyone back as it seems they're gonna face an old ferocious foe. Angered by his lack of intel, Jael asks Leakt about the true identity of the Abyss Demon in a not very friendly manner. Yet all that Leakt can think about is how come that thing can still fly when it shouldn't be able to after the end of the Abandonment War. Soon, from the depth of the dark hole, the demon rises with its metal wings, revealing the flying demon of old to be a helicopter. After the Abyss Demon had appeared, the demon started spraying the citizens with bullets, which Jael stopped by creating a huge iron wall. Then the helicopter shoots a missile toward them, but Jael manages to block also that. Soon after, Leakt takes control of the scene and orders Jael as well as the Royal Guard to clear the area and take the people underground. Frustrated, Jael asks Leakt how much he knows about that demon and why they should follow his orders. Leakt flexes his military rank as a colonel to take over the command. Soon, Leakt went to fight against the Abyss Demon, while Jael stood analyzing all the information at hand to finally realize that Leakt is indeed the legendary Red Baron, as the superiors claim to be. While Leakt tries to stop the Abyss Demon, the hands of Althing suddenly appeared and stopped him from reaching it, to then turn their attention to the helicopter and chase it. But the helicopter is too far for Althing to get a hold of it, and whenever Leakt tries to leap for it, the hands attack him automatically as they attack anything that goes near. During the fight, Hina wonders if something strange will happen again. Jael gets curious about what Hina said and asks her what she means by strange. She tells him that one time when Leakt attacked the hands, his right eye suddenly showed the number code 001. Hina then asked the Royal Guards to help Leakt in the fight against the Abyss Demon, but Jael stated that they can't help him, as Althing is the god of the Althea country, so any attempt to stop the hands would result of them receiving the death penalty. That said, Jael took off his glasses and asked everyone where they had gone while shooting pillars at the hands. The soldiers from the Royal Guard soon realized what Jael wants to do, so they all decided to help Leakt. After throwing as much stuff as possible to make the hands grab them, Leakt's job became easier, as he can now leap on the objects and maneuver mid-air easily to finally reach the helicopter. However, he suddenly stopped his attack. With no idea what Leakt saw, Jael goes closer to the action and tells him, "What are you waiting for? Finish the damn job." Suddenly bullets rain down on them, destroying the helicopter. Everyone looks at the sky and notices a mysterious girl flying. The girl puts a gun to our boy's head and greets him like an old buddy. Jael, being the curious cat he is, asks the chick, "Who the hell is she?" In return, he gets a bullet in the chest. The mysterious girl introduces herself as Mizuka, one of the 7 legendary Red Barons known as the Pursuit Baron, which seems to be acting homicidally insane. Leakt jumps to stop her, but she comes from behind to hug him and says, "It has been a while since the last time they met." She tells Leakt that after 300 years, she can finally kill people without any problem, so she should be able to follow his orders by now. In an attempt to show her growth as a person, Mizuka tries to kill the citizens with her weapons. Leakt tries to tell her to stop, but she doesn't listen, leaving him with fighting as his only choice. This makes Mizuka happy as she believes this would give him a chance to kill her. As Leaked tries to dodge Mizuka's bullets, the bullets keep following him as she can control her bullets. Thus, Leaked was soon defeated by Mizuka with her ability as a Baron. After Leaked got defeated, the group was captured by the Killer Chick lackeys, while Mizuka kept asking Leaked to kill her, something he refused to do. So she decided, like any crazy chick, to bring a kid into the table to make the man's life hard. Leaked tried to tell the child that he would save him, but the wuss started crying, prompting the guy to pull the trigger. Suddenly, the douchebag holding the kid at gunpoint evaporates in front of everyone, shocking the group as they didn't see anything hit the guy. Little do they know, it was Leaked moving faster than the speed of sound. The main man then proceeded to kill all the men in a flash, just as how his name suggests. Angered, Leaked pledges to kill Mizuka, just as she wished. Nana tries to stop him, but Leaked tells her to shut the f*** up, with his left eye showing the code 01 once again. Soon, Leaked wears his mask and tells the lads that he is a plunderer, and his true purpose is to steal everything from Althea for his own purposes. Seeing Leaked with his OG mask, Mizuka says that she is happy, as it means that he will finally kill her for her sake. Leaked then tells Mizuka to start the game of Star Theft Bout, and wager their stars, and she happily accepts his challenge. Once the game begins, Hina worries about Leaked, and wonders if he can win, as he has lower counts in comparison to Mizuka's 32k count. Yet Pele points out the time Leaked managed to almost defeat Jail despite having inferior counts. Pele then asks Nana if she knows the truth behind the Baron, to which she remains silent. On the other side, Leaked tried his best to reach Mizuka, but he couldn't keep up with her speed due to her bullets following him and knocking him out. Once he stands up, Leaked begins screaming and releases some kind of aura surrounding him. Hina noticed that Leaked's count increased while he was screaming. The group gets shocked as the count shouldn't automatically increase without fulfilling a person's desire. Nana explains that the Barons can increase their count whenever they like, which is the exact reason why they were referred to as the legendary Red Barons. Once Leaked's count increased to 57,000, Mizuka stated that she was glad that Leaked finally is willing to kill her, as shown by his killing intent. When she tries to attack, Leaked disappears, terrifying her. She then tries to shoot him with her guns and uses her ability to make the bullets follow him. Mizuka says no matter how fast he moves, his flashing strike is useless against her, as her bullets would keep following him to no end. However, like every other badass samurai, Leaked easily cut the bullets. Shocked, Mizuka dropped her guard, and Leaked found his chance to attack, slashing her from angles using his speed of flash. Soon, Nana tells everyone to leave the area as soon as possible, since to increase their power level, every Baron exchanges parts of their personality with a person named Schmelman, where they would no longer be the same calm, reasonable person, and in the worst-case scenario, they may not even be able to return to their normal selves again once they become Schmelman. Incidentally, when Leaked successfully defeated Mizuka in his violent killer state, Mizuka's count got reduced from 32,000s to 16,000s. Nana revealed that she has been in the Schmelman form the whole time, which confuses Hina and the others as they don't know to whom Nana is referring. When Mizuka awakens, she notices that her hands are covered in blood and begins crying. Turns out she's not the type of girl who enjoys destruction like her alter ego. However, Leaked doesn't give a damn that she is back to being the innocent version of herself, because he's still under his alter ego's influence. Thus, he grabbed Mizuka's neck and told her to continue their fight rather than scream like a crybaby. As Leaked is about to kill Mizuka, Hina swoops from behind and hugs the killer boy, begging him to return to his normal self. First, Leaked wanted to kill Hina for stopping him, but then Mizuka shot him with her gun, stating that she was the enemy, not her. As Leaked makes his way towards Mizuka, she reflects on their past, thinking she and the other Baron deserve to die for the number of war crimes they committed in the past 300 years. She then remembers a time from another world, back when she was a normal high school girl with Leaked, who was rocking black hair, which makes her realize that there's one last thing she hasn't done yet. Before Mizuka could say her wish, Leaked prepared himself to deliver the final blow. Luckily, it gets stopped by Jail, who is revealed to be alive. Leaked swings his massive sword another time, yet Jail is somehow able to block the attack despite having a lower count. However, due to his injury received from Mizuka's gunshot earlier, Jail wavered and dropped down. Mizuka then went to save him by blocking Leaked's attack with her own body. Jail asked Mizuka why she saved him, and she explained that she doesn't want to see any more people dying and apologizes for shooting him. Upon seeing her tearing up, Chad Jail puts her eyeglasses on and wipes her tears before going back to work. With a small piece of metal, he blocked Leek's attack, claiming that Leek in his current state doesn't have a conviction, and a sword without conviction won't be able to hurt him. Soon, Jael changed the form of the small metal to an iron pillar and threw it at him, asking Leek if he was serious or not, since he doesn't believe Leek is someone who would mindlessly kill someone who depressingly wants to meet him. While still in his Schmelman form, Leek explains he had to kill everyone because he is fighting a war. He believes that in a war he must kill everyone to protect his friends and family, even if he doesn't want to do it. Jael tells Leek that he is delusional and makes excuses to justify his actions, although he says that if Leek is truly serious, then he will also seriously fight him with full force. Soon, Jael revealed he had a second glove, which contains a 45,000 count. Now fighting at full power, the J-Man creates an iron golem that welds all sorts of weapons. Leek managed to block the first few attacks of Jael's golem, but later failed against his overwhelming hammer of conviction. After Leek has been defeated, Jael kicks off his mask, revealing that he has regained his sanity and is crying. Mizuka went to thank Jael for protecting her, but he shortly fainted. Meanwhile, in a certain church, a blonde man is reading the story of Tortoise and the hare to a couple of rugrats. Although the story is twisted and ends with the death of the Tortoise, the kids love it. Soon, the soldier from the first episode arrives to report that not only the mission of capturing the Flash Baron failed, but also Mizuka, who was mind-controlled, regained her sanity as well. The man claims that it's all fine as there will be a lot of chances to capture Leek, especially when that man himself is a wizard, aka Schmelman, the field marshal. After the end of the Abyss Demon incident, Leek and his friends were all hiding somewhere in the forest, for Leek to recover from his injuries, and for the hands of Althing that are harassing the girls to stop appearing due to the Star Theft bout battle between him and Mizuka, not finishing. Meanwhile, Jael went to the capital city to meet with the Supreme Commander. Once Jael entered the office and saluted, Alexandrov, who looked like the kind of guy that would eat cigars for breakfast, leaped from his chair like a fangirl to hug his boy, but the cool kid sidesteps it, stating that if he doesn't have any reason to see him other than father-son reunion, then he will leave without notice. So Alexandrov switched to a bit more serious tone to hear his boy. Jael reports his encounter with a strange group wearing a black uniform with strange weapons that he had never seen before, so he asks him if they were part of the Royal Guard as well. Alexandrov angrily denied their connection to him, claiming they were not under his control. Jael gets confused and wonders if it's possible since his old papa is the Supreme Commander, meaning everyone answers to him. Alexandrov explains that they were a different faction created for assassination and spying, known as the Special Service. He then advised Jael to be careful as they have ears everywhere and won't hesitate to kill him if he opposed them. Furthermore, Alexandrov shines some light on what the legendary Red Baron group is, explaining that they were created as a mass weapon for the Abandonment War, with Leek as the commander. Jael finds this ridiculous and states there's no way a human can live for 300 years long, but Alexandrov explained they stopped aging at a certain point due to their status as mass weapons. Soon, Alexandrov notices Jael is acting weirdly cautious, so he takes his hand, revealing his count has dropped to 12,499. He mentions that not telling a lie is a part of Jael's convictions. So when he asks him if he knows where Leek is hiding, Jael claims he doesn't know, and the count decreases. Then, Alexandrov tells him, "I know you acted against Althing. I told you there are eyes and ears everywhere," which shocked Jael. He later gives his boy a choice, either give up his men or capture Leek, so he wouldn't end up being killed by the Special Service instead. So when Jael returns to the group, he enters quietly without saying a word. Leek realizes what happened during the meeting and accepts to surrender willingly for everyone's sake, to which the gang protests, so Jael pushes them away and binds them with his metal. When he is about to handcuff Leek, Nana appears, bitch slaps him, saying that he shouldn't follow what the others tell blindly and follow his own wishes instead. After hearing Nana's words, Jael decided to stop helping Leek like before. Soon, Nana reveals herself as a Baron with the ability to time travel. She sends the group to the past, begging them to change the past where she failed. After they land, Jael and the gang get confused about where they are. Their confusion gets amplified when they see a younger Mizuka calling Leek by his Japanese name before entering a huge building. Jael wondered if the black-haired dude they saw earlier was a younger Leek or not, since he looked nothing like his present self. Peli also wonders how technology in the past was far more advanced than in the present time. Jael and the Three Stooges followed the other people and went into the enrollment ceremony. They found out that the huge building is a training school. While looking at the people around, Hina got pushed into the ground by an ugly guy with f***ed up eyes and a posture. Lean went for help and tried to tell the guy to apologize. However, the meathead wasn't having it and slapped cuteness off her face. Jail and Pele then went ahead to protect the girls from the guy. When Jail tried to attack the ugly bastard, he realized he was missing his ballot, which means he can't use his metal abilities. Because of this, the handsome man is caught off guard by a right hook. Luckily, a younger Mizuka shouts the guy's name, clearing the air. The ugly bastard's name was revealed to be Doan. He asked Mizuka if she wants to be bullied, since she told him to stop earlier. But then a man with a wooden sword named Tokikaze came and told Doan to stop, as what he did was meaningless. Doan then pulls a classic Doan move and asks Tokikaze if he wants to get hurt as well, to which the boy in the fur doesn't know how to respond. Jail stands up and tells Tokikaze to stay back as he believes he can handle Takatora by himself, stating he doesn't need the help of cowards, which stung the cool kid right in the heart, so they start arguing. Soon, Hina overheard someone's voice that claims it's counterproductive to fight each other over nothing. When Hina looked down, she found Leaked pulling a Meliodas special and enjoying the view. Embarrassed, Hina stomps on his face as if she's stomping on a big-ass cockroach. A guy named Alan kicks off the enrollment ceremony, telling the newbies that they're no longer ordinary citizens, but soldiers, and that they must follow the orders from their superiors. When he goes overboard scaring the people, a pink hair hottie steps in with her thick feminine charm, telling Alan to speak nicely. Then, she introduces herself to the newbies and explains the history of the nuclear war, a war that happened a few years ago in an attempt to steal resources from other countries. Before she could explain more about it, Alan stopped her as they should leave it to the headmaster Schmelman to explain and make his speeches. As everyone salutes the guy when he enters, Hina gets confused at the name Schmelman, as it's the same name Nana mentioned earlier. Schmelman starts reading the storybook about the tortoise and the haze, confusing everyone. As Schmelman continues reading his storybook, 3 newbies laugh at him for reading them a children's book. Schmelman ordered them to shut the fuck up, but they don't listen because why would you listen to a guy reading your adult ass a children's book? Clearly, he's a beta loser. However, Alan doesn't see it that way and points his gun at a girl and shoots, landing a clean headshot. To further prove a point, Alan tells the other 2 guys that this is what happens when they don't follow their superior's orders and kills them as well. The other newbies freak out and try to escape, but the doors are shut. Alan shoots in the air to make the room go quiet. He then points his gun at Hina and says that she deserves to die too, as there is no place for crybabies on the battlefield. When Alan is about to kill her, Tokikaze swoops in with his wooden sword and stops him. Tokikaze asks Alan how can he randomly kill without any signs of humanity, to which the man replies, "It is what it is," before kicking him back to his place. Finally, Leaked busts a move, takes the headmaster hostage, and threatens to kill him if Alan doesn't spare the kids' lives. Schmelman asks Leaked if he seriously thinks he could kill him with a tree stick, so Rihito, Leaked's Japanese name, shows the headmaster a magic trick telling him I'm serious, but then gets surprised when nobody laughs at his trick. Schmelman takes his hand and teaches him how to snap his neck, telling him he has to choose, either kill him or Alan kills Hina. Leaked states he won't kill him because violence isn't the answer. After hearing his words, Hina and the others realize that he's indeed Leaked. Schmelman then states he would have no choice but kill everyone in the ceremony. Everyone except Rihito got overwhelmed by Schmelman's murderous aura. Luckily, Thick Mommy, Ferenda steps in and clears the air by revealing that it's all an act. The 3 newbies that Alan killed earlier were in fact still alive as he shot them with a paint gun. The reason why they did that was to scout any special kids out of the bunch. Then the instructors told the trainee soldiers it was time to eat lunch. During lunchtime, Jail and Tokikaze are still not fond of each other arguing, but from Leaked's point of view, he sees them bonding and becoming friends real fast, to which they disagree, of course. While eating, Jail reflects on what happened at the ceremony, deducing that Alan was indeed acting, but not Schmelman, who showed real killing intent. Speaking about the man with the hard name to pronounce, in his office he tells Alan that there is a rare warrior here, referring to Leaked. Alan wondered if Schmelman was actually serious, since from his perspective Tokikaze was better than him, as he was first to move and wasn't afraid to stand up, while Leaked refused to kill his enemy and acted like a fool. Schmelman explained that the reason why he believed Licht has potential is that while he's weak and a bit clumsy, he was able to react to the situation and perform his actions much earlier, before everyone else began to freak out and run away. Alan then asks Schmelman if Licht should be the one that leads the army, to which Schmelman replies, "I'm not sure yet. We need to test his abilities first." Soon, Pelle appears and takes the gang to show them what he found on a device they call the computer. He shows them some videos about the All-Thing falling from the sky. Pelle then searched for more information about All-Thing, but couldn't find anything due to restrictions put on the info. Soon after, Alan appears behind them and explains that All-Thing is a god that landed in Japan and later was known as the All-Thing. The All-Thing can create new rules for the world, so the United Nations used it to put some rules for all nations and follow them to stop the nuclear war. However, the world is still far from safe, which confused Hina. Before leaving, Alan told them that the class was about to start, so they should return to their classroom. Jael and the others begin to question the origin of All-Thing. Pelle speculates that if All-Thing didn't originate from Althea, then there's a possibility the Count, and how people always get sent into the abyss, was set by humanity with the use of the All-Thing, leading them to suspect the school being the center of it. Back in class, the boys are looking forward to being taught by Alan. However, turns out Schmelman has decided to instruct the class instead. Meanwhile, Alan is listening to a recording of them talking about the abyss, ballots, and the country of Alicia, making him unable to determine whether they are spies or not. That said, we go back to Schmelman, who is handing the students 2 stars and tells them, the ones that gather 10 will graduate and join the military straight away, and the one who loses them will be expelled, adding that stars are earned by performing tasks or stealing from classmates. Jael and Hina are quick to realize that this is the origin of star stakes. However, their attention turns to Rihito, who is denied to stars and is told to steal one or get expelled. Yet he later claims he doesn't care about it, as he is only there to convince his adopted brother, Sakai, to return home. Fast forward by some irrelevant events, Doan breaks into people's lockers and steals their stars, including Sakai's, threatening to kick his grandmother out if he resists, as Doan's parents are her landlords. To prevent expulsion, everyone shares their stars, but none is left for Sakai since he passes his to another student. When our boy tells his brother it's time to get home, Sakai Tokikaze refuses because soldiers' families get more food, and since their grandmother is already ill from malnutrition, they have to stay. Later afternoon, when the ugly bastard is leaving, Licht bumps into him and begs him to give back his brother's stars but gets knocked away. Meanwhile, Jael hands his star to Hina to give it to Tokikaze while he confronts Doan just outside the gate. Jael warns the ugly bastard that the moment he leaves the academy property, he will cripple him before his military career even begins. Schmelman interrupts and asks Doan where his stars are. It turns out that Rihito pickpocketed Doan's stolen stars, leaving him with only 2 and unable to graduate yet. For his loyalty to his classmates, Schmelman gives Jael the 2 stars he was supposed to hand to our boy, while Rihito keeps 2 stars he got from Doan and decides to stay, stating that as long as they don't graduate and stay at the academy, they can eat as much as they want without their grandmother having to worry about cutting down on the amount of food to feed them. The next day, Schmelman suggests the kids to become soldiers that do not kill. By becoming so powerful, they will scare opponents into surrendering. Doubting his intentions, Jael follows Schmelman to a hidden facility and learns they are trying to replicate All-Thing's voting power since All-Thing got rid of nuclear weapons, but not war itself. He also sees them experimenting on rats for Project Baron. When a rat goes out of control, Mr. Schmelman uses his power and freezes, shocking Jael since there was no ballot on him to harness power from. Alan hears something outside, so he goes to check and finds nothing, all thanks to a young Nana who saved him. Turns out she was the very first Baron created. In the future, they call her the Baron of Knowing. She explains that some humans, like Schmelman, can genetically harmonize with All-Thing to gain powers, but normal humans like Jael can only harmonize using ballots. The Baron surgery involves implanting Schmelman's DNA into normal children to give them his genetic ability, which only Nana survived, and eventually so will Rihito, Mizuka, and 4 others, making 7 Barons in total. Unable to reveal more, Nana gives Jael a modern memory card from future Nana containing the reason she sent them there. Before leaving, Jael promises to see Nana in 300 years, but as he makes an escape, he gets caught by Captain Alan, who sentences him to execution. During their fight, young Jael realizes that Alan is a young Alexandrov, his future foster father. Hence, he stands up, holds the gun to his head, and resumes telling him about all the events that lead him here, so he lets Jael to live. The next day, he takes him along with the group into a citizens' housing area to show them how bad things are with no way to feed everyone, and asks them to cease getting in the military's way. Now, knowing how Rihito will become leaked, they cannot decide how to proceed since both they and their home country of Althea will never exist unless Leaked wins the Waste War. Soon after, Jael demands hand-to-hand training from Alan because although he trusts his future father to be a good man, he concludes if something happens and Alan makes a mistake, he must be able to defeat him in the future and become Supreme Commander in his place. Schmelman begins training everyone with medieval weaponry, explaining that guns will soon become obsolete, therefore the strongest soldiers will be those trained in melee combat. In secret, Schmelman reveals the coming war is meant to kill off the surplus human population so the species can survive. Schmelman takes the students to the beach for Capture the Flag training, which Rihito's class wins by fleeing with the flag instead of fighting and outwitting Doan the bastard. The class decides to make Rihito their commander. One of Schmelman's subordinates, David, is killed on a mission, but manages to send a message to Schmelman. Fearing the Baron project is in danger, Schmelman cracks under pressure from the dominatrix, Mommy, who points out that the lab rats showed aggression due to sharing his cold killer tendencies. However, they can fix it by operating on the strongest genetic candidate, Rihito, and so the man with the soft spot for kids agrees on the human testing. After having the situation explained to him, Rihito agrees to the surgery. Jael, unwilling to risk Althea's existence in future, decides to stop anyone interfering with Rihito's surgery. Doan steals Mizuka's remaining star, claiming she is too weak for war, so getting her expelled will save her. However, she simps hard for the main man and wants to stay by his side, so after lecturing her for relying on Rihito instead of growing stronger, Jael gives her one of his stars. Meanwhile, Pele is chatting with Lin, who admits she loves Leaked but doesn't feel she stands a chance. So Pele Boy pushes her a bit while showing some feelings, and it especially showed when Hina came out of a closet all of a sudden, making him question his existence. Hina decides to let Rihito become licked, but prevents him from killing, so he never develops his Schmelman personality, and Althea will still be created after the war. Yet in this fictional story, it's too good to be true, as a foreign country suddenly attacks the academy, which shouldn't be possible due to Althing banning war. Soldiers begin slaughtering the students all the way to Sweet Sonohara, who is on the ground praying for her man to come. But instead, Doan comes, lifts her to his hip, takes her gun, and starts blasting, saving her, while the J handles saving most of their classmates. Ferenda explains to Alan with a sadistic smile on her face how the 7 ballots needed for an Althing vote, 4 are in foreign nations, meaning they must have secretly voted to allow war again. The enemy cuts off the electricity, risking Rihito dying from incomplete surgery, which, by the way, resulted in his white hair change. The entire class fights their way to the emergency generator. In the process, many of them are injured or killed, and we get to see how Alan receives his future trademark facial scar when he saves the kids from a rocket. Incidentally, Hina gets caught by a soldier, so she calls out for Leaked. Luckily, Jael reactivates the electricity, and Rihito survives. Schmelman gives Rihito his trademark sword, explaining it is a replica ballot that must be activated with an oath of his choosing measured by a number, but our boy understands nothing of that mumbo-jumbo. Hence his first entrance with the new powers is a bit goofy. Thankfully, he gets used to the super speed at the perfect minute and starts defeating enemies in the blink of an eye, earning him the title of Baron of Flashing Strikes. Sadly though, the commander refuses to stay down, as he doesn't believe in the ideology of an army that doesn't kill, so he gives Leaked the option to either kill them or they trigger a nuclear war. Left with no choice, Rihito beheads them. Before dying, the commander reveals he lied about the bomb and commends Rihito for saving his friends. A lesson he wanted to teach him that the war is no place for ones who refuse to kill, and the more they kill, the faster the war ends. That said, it's way too much for young innocent Rihito to handle, as he runs away from the group to puke and have a mental breakdown, so Hina follows him and kisses the guy, realizing it's all meant to happen, and they can't change a thing. But what she can do is tell him to be strong, and promises to be waiting for him in the future, 300 years, after, to marry him and carry his children, so he will never be alone again. The group begins to glow as they get pulled back to their own time. Rihito decides that the only way to ensure his friends don't kill is to do all the killing himself, and swears his ballot will count the enemies he kills on behalf of others. The Waste War begins. Rihito, now leaked, begins slaughtering thousands of the enemy, hiding his face behind a mask. 4 of his classmates receive the Baron surgery: Sakai, Doan, Mizuka, and Captain Allen. Schmelman decides the world is beyond saving, and begins planning an utopia called Althea. Rihito eventually goes insane and severs Mizuka's left arm. 2 years later, the war ends when Schmelman, having now retrieved all 7 ballots, uses them to create Althea floating above the ruined planet. He destroyed all means of contacting the surface, creates Althea's population from the DNA of all races, and kept the population in check by sending anyone with a 0 ballot count to the Abyss, revealed to be a portal to the planet's surface. It is also revealed that Althing sustains Althea by continuously stealing resources from the survivors on the surface. Learning this, Sakai stole a ballot, so Rihito killed him on Schmelman's orders, but murdering his brother sent him into a coma. After he finally woke up, he learned that every member of his class who remained on the surface had killed themselves. That day, he and Nana escaped from Schmelman, and for 300 years, Leaked never removed his mask and barely spoke, even to Nana, until he met Hina. Nana reveals to a returned Hina that she was worried that Leaked had decided to destroy Althea to save the planet, risking his own life. She had always known they couldn't change the past, but hoped they learned how to save the future. Hina approaches Leaked, offers him her breasts, and tells him to continue where they started 300 years ago. However, when the time comes, Leaked says, "Nope, I'm not into little girls." You see, from his perspective, the man is over 300 years old, and the slime Aqua look-alike is still a teenager, so Hina gets drunk instead and tries to force Leaked to touch her. Nana becomes upset in private as she also loves Leaked, yet it was Hina who made him happy. Seeing this, Jail punches Leaked for being a dense idiot, then shows him the memory card that young Nana gave him from future Nana. The video contains clips that young Nana recorded deciding to become Leaked's wife, then documenting their 300 years together after the war, during which Leaked never removed his mask or even said a word, making her believe that Leaked hates her since she reminds him of the bad times. Leaked begins to cry and apologizes, revealing he was ashamed to remove his mask because he had lost his smile and didn't want Nana to see his fake smile. Hina later catches Leaked in an animal trap and demands to know why he keeps leaving her. Leaked reveals he knew Hina's mother, Tsukina Pharaoh. He tells that Tsukina was his childhood friend who somehow survived 300 years without the Baron surgery and stole the 10,000 ballot from Schmelman 5 years ago, leaving Schmelman with only 3 ballots. He also reveals that Hina's father was Leaked's adopted brother, Tokikaze, whom Leaked murdered. Yep, you heard that right. Not only the chick is younger than him by 300 years, but he is practically her uncle. But let's not stress about the moral relationship in anime, as Sweet Home Alabama exists. Anyways, back to the story. The group passes out from wine drugged by Leaked, who explains he is leaving to defeat the army. However, Big Daddy Jail doesn't get affected by the drug as it lies under his convictions. Meanwhile, the SSU begin assassinating army commanders who were looking into the SSU's shady matters. During a meeting to assess the situation, the Supreme Commander reveals that the creation of Althea must be revoted periodically. But since Tsukina stole the ballot, Althea is in danger of falling out of the sky. Consequently, with no clear answer, Alan decides to ask Althea's king to choose how they should handle the matter. Back to the main characters. Jail scolds Leaked for the pain he causes to his friends, but Leaked insists that it's still better that he kills so others don't have to, which is something Jail's convictions go against. So both lads remove their facial accessories and headbutt each other real hard. As Leaked leaves, he reveals his desire to stay with Hina and hopes he can see her again before the end. The next morning, everyone recovers from the drug and chases after Leaked. Schmelman sends another Baron, Doan, to intercept Leaked, whose power over gravity pins Leaked to the ground, nullifying his speed. As he is about to be crushed, all Leaked can think of is seeing Hina again. Before we continue, we need to admit, although the guy still looks ugly as fuck with his ridiculous eyelashes, we appreciate him correcting his posture and making him more representable. That said, let's continue. Hina and the others find Leaked unconscious before being captured by the SSU. Meanwhile, Jail went back to the capital and is having a father-son reunion, which he doesn't dodge this time. The pair hug each other one last time before a star-stake showdown, though first, Jail demands to know why Alan betrayed the world. Hence, After he melts Jael's iron, Alan reveals he is the Baron of Explosive Strikes, but before he became a Baron, he explains that he had a son and daughter who got murdered for their food. When he found the murderer, Alan couldn't kill him as the guy only wanted the food for his child, and instead blamed their failing society, so when an opportunity came to create a better world, he took it. The story time ends, as well as the battle, with Jael getting defeated and his count reduced to 1. However, Captain Jael still challenges him, pointing out that Alan chose to raise him as his son, instead of asking Nana to send him back in time to save his children, since he lacks conviction that he could change the past. And at the same time, he loved his adopted four-eyed kid, so he couldn't risk a future without him. In other words, Jael knows old Papa Alexandrov won't kill him in the next round. Alan, though, refuses and fires his adoptive son from the military so he can return to his friends, who are now imprisoned by Schmelman. Hina demands to know why he betrayed his students, and he reveals that the non-killing army was created to weed out the weak and find people like Rihito for the Baron surgery. Then he orders Doan to perform the Baron surgery on them and leaves. However, Doan refuses to let anyone become a Baron who did not suffer through the Waste War and kills his own men to set them free. As they are leaving, Hina accidentally drops the 10,000 ballot. Furious that they might be plotting to destroy Alcia after he and the Baron suffered to create it in the first place, Doan decides to kill them. Luckily, Lynn escapes, but not without sustaining heavy injuries, after Doan shot her in the stomach with rocks as she flees on horseback. Hina stands up to Doan and insists that Licht will save them. Intrigued, Doan decides to wager their lives on her certainty. If Licht appears by morning, he will let them live, including Nana, who was sneaking to save them. But if Licht does not appear, he will kill them all. Lynn finds Licht and tries to perform CPR, but passes out from blood loss. She gets saved by her friends from her village, who encourage her to tell Licht about her feelings. After she finally tells an unconscious Licht her feelings, she comes to terms that he doesn't feel anything for her, and urges him to save the woman he loves, Hina. When Sweet Lynn walks away and is about to faint, Licht appears from behind and catches her asking where the party is at. On the other side, Hina claims Doan must secretly want Licht to succeed, or he would have checked to see if Licht was really dead after he crushed him. Doan angrily denies this and starts crushing them with his gravity power. To their luck, Licht appears with Lynn in his arms and stops his old buddy. The main man asks Peli to perform surgery on Lynn. Peli tries to act as if he knows nothing, but then gets shocked when Licht says, "Cut the act, I know you can do it." And so, they leave Licht, who finally tells Hina he always loved her, but his guilt for killing her father made him keep it a secret. Hina kisses, practically her uncle. "Yep, I had to ruin it for you, unless I made it better, ? And promises to stay with him and have his children, though Licht insists on waiting for an appropriate time. Licht then confronts Doan and apologizes for breaking the promise they made 300 years ago by now trying to destroy the Althea they fought to create. Mizuka suddenly appears and shoots Licht under the influence of her dark personality. Schmelman watches and wonders if Licht can defeat two of his old friends. Mizuka blames Licht for constantly rejecting her no matter how hard she tried to catch up to him, and Doan blames him for Mizuka going insane since she developed an unhealthy dependent behavior. Not to mention their classmates, who all died for his dream of the non-killing army. To save them, Licht almost activates his Schmelman personality, but is prevented at the last second by his now best friend and rival, Jael. It's revealed that his count falling to 1 has reduced the amount of iron that Jael can summon to a single piece. He blocks all Mizuka's shots and doubts her own strength, making her psychologically unable to hit her targets. Mizuka admits that she no longer wants to shoot him and breaks down crying. Licht insists the idea of Althea was flawed from the start, so he plans to start again with his new non-killing army. He and Doan engage in a fistfight, revealing Licht was always incapable of murdering children, even on the battlefield, due to having too much Schmelman DNA in him, so the enemy sent brainwashed child assassins after him, putting the responsibility on Doan's shoulder to kill hundreds of children to keep Licht alive. Doan refuses to let Licht start a new war, and Licht refuses to let Althea keep stealing from the weak. Deciding one of them must die, Doan creates a black hole, from which even light can't escape, thus canceling Licht's light speed movements and leading the main man to get sucked into the black hole and vanish. Licht awakens in the gravity well, and several masks of the Baron criticize his actions and advise him to give up and die. Hina shouts for Licht to come back, and Licht remembers his promise. He destroys the masks and splits the gravity well, allowing him to escape and knock a disbelieving Doan unconscious. Doan recovers, returns Hina's ballot, then leaves. Lin awakens and accepts that Licht rejected her. Meanwhile, Jael reminds Nana that he promised to play with her upon returning to the future, making her blush before leaving, hinting at their future relationship being a power couple. That said, the coolest moment in the story happened when Pele confronted Licht in secret, demanding to know how Licht knew that Pele could perform life-saving surgery on Lin. Licht reveals he is known for a long time. Pele is secretly a member of the SSU, but decided he wasn't a threat due to his feelings for Lin. Sadly, though, the cold moment got cut short when Lin's villager friends try to have Pele confess his feelings for Lin, but instead return to bickering with her over a meal. That said, she also notices he has feelings for her, hinting at a future ship. Hina strips a reluctant and scandalized Licht naked, revealing her mother had a sense of humor surrounding sex education. Her seduction is interrupted by Jael, to Licht's relief, as they need to discuss their next move. Licht decides to collect all 7 ballots, not to destroy Althea, but to find a way for humanity to survive without Althing. Schmelman begins planning to take over the capital city, and several unseen figures suggest Licht's classmates are still alive. And that's about it. The show ended on a cliffhanger. Hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time.